Hi guys, Enda here from TrendSpotter. What another easy day using TrendSpotter today in the markets. Up 625 on one trade on Netflix, and I actually have an open trade at the moment on UGAS. I just took a few minutes ago. I said I'd let it run. Okay, let's dive right in. Netflix this morning, once again, nice and easy out of the gate. You had your first move here, which was 9:30, and there's your green trend meter here. So ignore that completely and get in here. So I got in here at 9:37 at 1 second. Yep, 334.60. So let's see where your second arrow right in here, 334.60 down a bit there. Well, that'll do. And stopped out down here on my $2 mark. So my target was $2. Sell half 50 cents, let the rest ride to $2, and that was it there. So that was achieved straight away. And I had some things to do, so I basically kind of left it at that, and I came back and saw what was happening with the rest of the stocks. I've taken Tesla off because I'm just so sick of looking at Tesla and the huge whippy candles in it and stuff like that. Okay, so let's have a look at, we can look at another Netflix trade. Okay, after half 10, remember, I don't like trading after half 10, it gets kind of dangerous. But you could have gone in here, secured another $1.30 for yourself, which would be lovely. So just with TrendSpotter alone, these two moves would have been nice and easy and finished for the day. Let's see what else was out there. Okay, so Roku I still like because it does the moves, but let's have a look here. So the first move, 9:30, ignore that completely, and the second move is right here. So in here, long $1.59, and what did it go against you? 26 cents. That's great. That's the kind of stuff I'm talking about. $1.60 really. Again, if you weren't in a Netflix trade, you could have taken Roku. It's much cheaper. It's, you know, more than, well, 2.5 times cheaper. And you could have taken another one at half 10. Remember, I don't like taking them after half 10 because they just get weirder and smaller. But there you go. That's an 80-cent move. And it went against you 25 cents, so that's fine. And this eventually happens, as you can see here, where it just kind of you get a false breakout, but that's fine. We're up to, so that's basically one move, two moves on Roku, two moves on Netflix. DGAS I actually didn't check at all, so let's have a look here. So let's look at DGAS out of the gate. There's the first background for the trend meter, and so that means that this is your entry right here. Okay, so let's look at a short position with DGAS. $3.55 move. 52. So really, if I was in this, let's see where the $2 mark is. Yeah, really what I would have done, what would have happened to me is I would have sold half around here, and then I would have been waiting for it to come back to my entry point to stop out, and it never did come back, which is great. Came back to here, which was close. And then you can see it just rides down for the two. So I would have just stopped out in here, but you know, any kind of more advanced traders can kind of stay in it and trade away. So that's one move for DGAS, and here is a second move. This doesn't look great at all. 42 cents for 79 cents. So you could have got your 50 cent in here, and then you would have stopped out. So you would have made, like, if you're 500 shares, which is kind of what I tend to do with DGAS or any stock really. 500 shares, $125. That would have been there, and stop out, break even. And again, there's half 10, so we can kind of take a trade in here. So if you took this one, that's another $1.64 there. Okay, so that to me, even though it's $1.64, is probably only worth $125 because it would pull against. I'd be up my 50 cent and then I'd let it come back and see if it'll go down. But actually, no, to be honest, I probably would have stopped in here because that's where the background changes. So I would have got 74 cent on top of the 50 cent that was there. But anyways, not a great move, but a move nonetheless. And there's 11 o'clock. You know, if you want to trade that, TrendSpotter will get it for you. So you can see here the first arrow. That signal is kind of wrong at the moment, so we'll just go in here. That would have been a loss maybe, depending on your stop loss, because that pulled against you quite. So one thing I don't like about this is that it pushes up really far past the EMAs here, because what's inevitably going to happen is you're going to get a pullback and then you have to go long again. So you have to sit through that, and you can see it here again. Look, big push down, and then you have to go through this huge pullback before the short happens. So this would paint, and these arrows would paint, because it can't tell the difference between, it just sees it going down. But I can see, and you can see, that a huge candle here there's no reason to get in the low of that candle because there has to be a pullback and you're probably going to be in it. So let's have a look at you guys. So you guys today, nice and easy here, 930, ignore that. So there we go, 35 is the change. So if you went long here on you guys, right in here, that's a $1.60 move on a $74 stock. What a beautiful move. Nice and handy. No real pullback against you. You were never in the red, which, well, maybe you were, sorry, I lie. You were in the red 16 cent. Okay, so that's a beautiful move there. And let's have a look at the next one. So short here. And you guys is the type of thing I would only take 50 cent on and cash out at 50 cent. But you could sell half if you want and keep trying for that. But what I'd like with you guys, and again, I have a trade on at the moment now. What I'd like you guys is to do 2,000 shares, let's say, and get out at 50 cent and make your money. But anyways, look, that pretty much doesn't make the 50 cent. But what it does do, if you think about it, is it gets out right here as it changes. So if you got in there 75.13, you'd be out maybe 75.30. So 17 cent loss, no big deal. And if you had to take another one, half 10, let's do that. Let's do another trade here, 79.80 cent. So you're well over your 50 cent on that. And another one over here, short position right here, and that's a 198 move. Huge moves here. I don't know if I'd sit through all that. I mean, maybe after my 50 cent I'd definitely be gone, but like if you, yeah, maybe, I don't know. I don't really have any experience, much experience trading these smaller stocks. Like I've traded this before, but it was a different price at the time, and I used to trade DGAS. But then I kind of went to the higher stocks because I was kind of much more comfortable. But now they're kind of getting too expensive. Like Tesla was my favorite one for, since it was like $240 kind of. So there's a 65 cent move there in you guys. Anyways, I'm just harping on here about all the big moves at Trend. Oh, nice one. That's what I was waiting for, the break of 75. So that was my move. I got in here, right here, short position here, and I was waiting for that. It took forever to break down. Oh, okay, there we go. Nice one. Okay, I better get back to that. As always, guys, if you like this video, give me a thumbs up, subscribe for more info, and if you require a trial of TrendSpotter, click the link in the description. Talk to you in the next one.